When B.I. Carpenter went to Ketchikan and rented a little building from the city, he had one of the pastors in town, I forget now whether Presbyterian or Methodist pastor came to see him. I think it might have been a Methodist pastor, and read him up and down the line and said, "You have no business here. If you were a Christian, you'd go back to New Mexico where you came from. There are plenty of churches here already." During the process of our asking the city council for some reasonable variances on our property, I had a Lutheran pastor come to visit me in my office, and he read me the Riot Act, said I was no part of a Christian, that Christians ought to obey the laws and all that kind of stuff. And of course, I laughed at him. I said, "I tell you what I'll do. I'll try to handle the affairs of this Baptist church if you'll go back over there and try to handle the affairs of the Lutheran church. You've got all the problems you can handle over there without coming and butting in on what I'm doing at the Baptist church." He left. Sometime later, after we had got the church built, he came over and apologized to me for what he had said and the way he had acted. He said he thought the church was a beautiful building and that it added to the beauty of the city. We have two newspapers in town, two. One was the Anchorage Daily News. It was a morning paper, super liberal. It wasn't just liberal, it was super liberal in everything, politics and all the things that pertain to liberality, morality, things like that. They editorially, and their main editorial spent lots of times telling about the Baptists and trying to get a variance over there and criticizing the city council for giving us a variance, criticizing us for wanting one and asking for one. And of course, they didn't understand why we had to ask for it. In the first place, we'd have bought that land back there, which would have provided parking for us if the people had asked some reasonable price for it. But they thought they had us backed up in the corner and they were going to tighten the screws on us. But anyhow, the Anchorage Daily News was real vicious in their attacks against our church. In spite of all the opposition, in spite of the Daily News, we had that place full. So the first thing we did, we had a revival. Had a great time. And the first full year we were in that church, we were number 28 in baptisms in the entire Southern Baptist Convention, way off up here in a remote area of Alaska. And then we got a little attention from the Southern Baptists too because of that. Well, we've had our ups and we've had our downs and we've had our difficulties and we've had our problems, but mostly it has been victories. And God has blessed. We found out one thing: if God be for you, who can be against you? That literally means who can be successful against you. God has blessed our work here in Alaska, and we're grateful for it. I don't think actually that I've done anything special. I just happened to be here and had the privilege of helping in the building of the Lord's work and our Baptist work in Alaska.